Experiencing a grainy buttercream could be very frustrating. And with the recent introduction of chocolate ganache, a lot more bakers have tilted towards that side, and little attention is now being placed to buttercream. But I want you to know that buttercream remains the easiest flavor, friendly texture, and more stable frosting that you could ever use in your day-to-day journey. Should I also add that it's the oldest? Well, I need to confirm that. Several challenges could arise from the use of buttercream, I agree, but that is why we are here. Hi everyone, you are welcome back to my channel Cakehome. If this is your first time of coming by, please do well to subscribe, like and share. You're welcome to join the family, and if you're a returning subscriber, you're my VIP, and I'm sure you know that. So back to the topic. So today we are going to be discussing possible reasons that could lead to grainy buttercream, how to prevent it, and of course ways to fix it if that ever happens. So when your buttercream comes out looking like this or like this, obviously it could be very frustrating, because when it curdles or when it becomes grainy, it becomes a little bit difficult for you to use it to spread over your cake or to even use as a frosting, and that could make your work not look really appealing or less beautiful. The grainy buttercream then literally means you could actually feel tiny sugar crystals or bits that haven't blended in smoothly. So this problem could actually make your frosting hard to spread and less appealing. What actually causes this? The very first thing that could cause this is a temperature difference. When there's a difference between the temperature of your butter and your sugar, you could end up with a grainy buttercream. What do I mean? When the temperature of the butter is higher or colder or warmer than that of the sugar, or even vice versa, it could lead to that. Remember that one rule of baking is that you do not use your items straight from the fridge. Either it be egg, either it be sugar, either it be butter. You need to allow it to be in the room temperature for a while. For butter, we will always advise try to press your fingers down, and if your finger is able to go down the butter, then it's okay to use. So keep both the butter and the sugar at a room temperature, because any difference in this, you might not really denote it, but a difference in either the butter or the sugar could make you end up with a grainy buttercream. The next thing being the mixing speed. So when you mix too quickly or less quicker, you could end up with a grainy buttercream, because it will make the ingredients not effectively combine. And then the last but not the least causes of a grainy buttercream could then be your liquids. If you're one of those who uses liquids such as milk or cream, which I do as well, in your buttercream recipe, you could end up in a grainy buttercream if you do not add your liquids in gently or properly. So how are the possible ways to prevent it? From the causes, you could always know ways to prevent it, but I will still spill that out. The very first way is, like I have explained previously, is do not use your item straight from the fridge. Bring it out from the fridge and allow it to set at a room temperature before you use. Remember to test with the finger method for the butter. If the finger is able to go down, fine, it is great to use. If it is not able to go down, still leave it to settle in before you use. You could microwave it a little bit for a few seconds. Just make sure that both your sugar and your butter are at room temperature. The next is the mixing speed. Always start small and then gradually increase the speed. Don't move from a 0 to a 6. It is wrong. Move from a 0 to a 1 to a 2 to a 3 to a 4 to a 5, as the case may be. For the liquid, I will advise you adding in your liquid gently, slowly, and with the right amount. So you have used the right ingredients, the right temperature, the correct technique, and your recipe is on point. But at the end of the day, you ended up with a grainy buttercream. Please do not worry. That is why I am here. These are the possible steps you could do to restore that buttercream. The first thing to do is to calm down. When you get really frustrated, you would make more mistakes. In bid to resolve the solution, you may spoil it further. So I need you to stay calm, if possible. Walk away from that buttercream and then return a few minutes later when you feel your head has eased off. The next thing to do is to pop your buttercream into the fridge and allow it to rest. The same way you need to calm down is the same way that buttercream needs to calm down. So allow it to rest in the fridge for a few minutes, not less than 15 minutes. And once that is done, bring it out and scoop a little amount into the bowl, usually about a 1/6 or a 1/5 or a 1/3, depending the amount of buttercream you are making. Scoop it into a bowl and then microwave it for a few seconds, usually about 5 to 10 seconds, not more, please. You don't really need it to melt completely. So once that is done, bring it out from the microwave and then pour it back into the mixture. And then you begin to re-whip. Remember to start from a lower speed and graduate. If you see that you've gotten a good texture as seen in the video on your screen, keep re-whipping it but on a reduced speed. Whip for as long as possible and then you could stop. Meanwhile, I have got a detailed video of a buttercream tutorial, how I do my buttercream. That is easy, you can achieve that, and is also pipeable. If you have watched up to this extent, I am so sure that you actually got value from this video. Why don't you subscribe, like, and share? This is to encourage me to produce more videos like this. Also, do well to comment and let me know what buttercream challenge you would like me to talk about next. I am more than happy to do that. Until I come your way again with another mind-blowing episode, please keep baking. Thank you for watching.